Good morning. Okay, the mic is on. Good morning. Can we all settle? Can we all settle? Please take your seat. Please take your seats. We're already behind. We should have started by 9 o'clock. Just while we're settling, my name is Soli Letsoalo. I'm the Transnet Group Chief Operating Officer, and I've been given the task of directing this occasion today, without any negotiation, by the way. All right, if we can please stand before we do the welcoming of the guests. If we could stand and sing the national anthem. I don't know if you've got it on the. Thank you. You may be seated. Minister Barbara Creecy, MEC for Transport, Mr. Siboniso Duma, Chairperson of the Transnet Board, Dr. Andile Sangu, GCE of Transnet, Advocate Phillips. We have also been blessed by the GCFO of Transnet. Should I mention your name? All right. And then we've got our customers sitting at the table there, all the shipping lines and other supporting logistics companies that have joined us. Welcome. LIBA, delegates from LIBA, welcome. We've got Captain Rufus. I mustn't forget our captain is here seated with our guests. And then we've got all the colleagues from Transnet and from the media. All of you are welcome to this function, and I'm glad that it's a celebratory function. We are all here to celebrate the launch of brand new ship-to-shore cranes that have been deployed on the south quay of the DCT Pier 2 Container Terminal. You're all welcome. Just just to start, for me, 20 years ago, unbelievable. 20 years ago, I walked into DCT, and around about that time, on that key wall, were what we called brand new cranes, but there were second-hand cranes from Las Spezia that were delivered and put on this key that we go into to be, to obviously improve the performance of DCT. So for me, it's quite a thing to say. It's 20 years almost to the date that we put cranes there. And imagine, for 20 years, we stayed with second-hand cranes that have not been changed. They should have been changed quite a while back. So it is a very celebratory moment. Thanks to the GCE, thanks to the whole Transnet team for really having the courage to buy brand new cranes, not another second-hand. So give them. So if I go back to those days, when these cranes, the second-hand cranes were put up, all the operators were competing to be the ones operating those cranes. And it was a high productivity key and high performance. The incentives were always being paid for that key. So the competition was heavy for people to actually qualify and be the best operators to put there. If a person wasn't performing, I think they used to be taken off and replaced with a better performing operator. So that was the favorite key. And one shipping line, I won't mention their name, made sure they claimed that spot, and their ships used to go there and were making others jealous because they had the highest productivity. We will know who that shipping line is as time goes on. All right, without wasting too much time, shall we have a safety briefing before I can talk all day? We have now safety briefing by Tobile Mabaso. Give her a hand. She's the Sheikh manager.
Good morning, Sanbonani. Welcome to DCT Pier 1. And in line with Transnet values, I'm going to be conducting the safety brief. But first and foremost, I'm also being tasked to share one Transnet value, and that value will be customer service, because we are an organization that strives to meet our customer needs to the best of our ability. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm Tobile Mabaso from the SHEC department, and you're currently sitting at the auditorium of Pegulwandle, which is our staff facility building, which is on the ground floor. Ablution facilities located on my right-hand side for both males and females. We also have other facilities down the corridor. In terms of exits for this building, there are exits on my left-hand side. We have 3. We have one emergency door just on my right-hand side. We can also use the foyer doors to also exit this auditorium. In case of an emergency, what will happen is the following. A siren will ring continuously. I will then expect you to please collect your belongings, remove high heels if you are wearing high heels, and disconnect any electrical appliances or remove cords around you so that there's no tripping hazard, and proceed to the nearest exit. Security personnel will then direct you to the assembly point area, which is located at the vicinity of the traffic circle. That would have been just opposite the security turnstiles, but there will be personnel directing you. At the assembly point area, a roll call will then be conducted using the information that was being collected when you were coming in. This is to just ensure that everyone is safely accounted for. We will then wait for the direction of the evacuation team leads, who will then indicate to us whether it's safe to return to this building. If you are now going to be also attending or going to the operational area, it's important to be aware of the potential dangers that exist in our operational environment. These are such things as suspended loads, moving machinery, and our operations that are by waterside. So we do expect you to have your PPE available, wearing your reflective vests, putting on your hard hats, and ensuring that you are always in the vicinity of someone who is leading that delegation that is going to be at the quayside at Pier 2. Other than that, do have a safe and productive engagement. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Tobile. I think we feel safe, or I feel safe. But before I can feel very safe, I think where we are now, there is the owner of the house, or the person charged with taking care of all of us. Jabu Mdaki, the CEO of TPT, can you please come and welcome us to your house before I talk too much?
Good morning. Sorry. Good morning. Honorable Minister Creecy, MEC Duma, Chairperson of the Board, Dr. Sangu, GCE of Transnet, Advocate Phillips, GCOO, GCOO, CEO of SAF, Dr. Juanita, CEO of Sasoa, Peter Besnard, CEOs of the shipping lines, distinguished guests, colleagues, partners, and all friends. It is my great honor and privilege to welcome you all to this momentous occasion, the official launch of our new ship-to-shore cranes here at Pier 2. Today marks a significant milestone in our journey to modernize and transform South Africa's port infrastructure. The state-of-the-art STS cranes are the symbols of progress, resilience, and our unwavering commitment to operational excellence. This investment is a bold step forward in enhancing our terminal capacity, efficiency, and competitiveness. It reflects our vision to position Durban as a world-class port capable of handling the growing demands of global trade and delivering value to our customers and the South African economy. I want to extend my heartfelt appreciation to everyone who made this possible. Our teams at TPT, our colleagues at Transnet Group, our partners in government and industry, and the dedicated service providers who work tirelessly to bring this project to life. Let us celebrate this achievement not only as a technical upgrade, but as a promise to our people, our partners, and our country, that we are building a future-ready port system, one that is agile, sustainable, and inclusive. Thank you for joining us today. Let's continue to move South Africa forward together. Welcome, and let the celebrations begin. Thank you.
Thank you, Jabu. By the way, GCFO is no Sipho Mapumulo. So for those that may feel offended that I didn't mention her name. And there was apologies from our Premier, as well as the Mayor, Honorable Mayor. They were both scheduled to be joining us, and I think they gave Ms. Nosipo the opportunity to take their place. All right. Just as Jabu was speaking about the cranes and welcoming us, the one thing we should know about these cranes, we may get the details later. The cranes are higher in height from where they operate. They're also longer in terms of reach across the and can also operate at higher wind speeds than the ones that were there. So we now have much better cranes that are being installed. It just reminds me those days when you were a new manager and you were coming to observe and to see a crane. Cranes have got a lift that takes a very thin lift, that you fit in. But when we were new, you didn't get onto the lift. You had to walk up the stairs right to the top. You'll see what I mean when you get there. By the time you get to the cab, you've run out of breath, and they now want to talk to you, and you need to converse. So that was one of the nice treatments I got when I arrived. And I have to say that our GCE had to experience that in the place where we are. When I introduce her later, this is the place where she started to cut her teeth into managing operations. This very room we're sitting at, this whole terminal that whose offices we are at, was the first place that she enjoyed being an operations person. It's a place that started her career, and I think He's going to speak much later, that we will hear a little bit of those war stories. And please share them with us, GCE, as we prepare to launch the cranes. But while I'm saying this, there is a much better speaker than me that's coming now, our chairperson, Dr. Sangu, who's going to set the scene nicely for us. Chairperson, while I speak, you can start walking to the stage. While he's coming through, I think as Transnet, him and the board were brought in at a time when things were very bad. Transnet was on fire, and my poor GCE was immediately thrown in the deep end. And to be led by this chairperson and the GCE, I think the turnaround of Transnet began. So welcome.
Thank you very much, Soli, for those wonderful words. Allow me to take this opportunity to greet our Minister, Honorable Barbara Creecy, greet our MEC of Transport, Honorable Duma, members of the board and executives of Transnet, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's a privilege to join you here at the Durban Container Terminal, a hub containerized cargo from the Indian Ocean Islands, Middle East, Far East, and Australia. Today, we are making this launch as a testament to our commitment to do the things that we have said we are going to do. In October of 2023, when we began with implementation of our recovery plan, we had identified, amongst others, the renewal of our fleet as a crucial enabler for improved performance. Strategic and continuous investment in modern equipment, such as the ship-to-shore cranes that we are launching today, is a vital cog of Transnet's Reinvent for Growth strategy, which heralds a transformative shift from operational recovery to long-term sustainable growth. The strategy provides the necessary guidance for Transnet to deliver better and excellent performance outcomes while positioning the organization as a key player within the logistics sector. This investment is a foundational element of our broader capital expenditure program. In the next 5 years, Transnet plans to spend 127 billion rands, and part of this will be allocated for port infrastructure, including the acquisition of critical infrastructure. Such investments translate into increased throughput capacity, reduced operational costs, and enhanced reliability across our ports, the rail, and our pipeline businesses. The lifeblood of our container terminal operations is fundamentally tied to achieving maximum efficiency. Our ability to deliver unwavering reliability to our customers depends on the swiftness of our turnaround time. Every second gained or lost in the loading or unloading of cargo translates into competitiveness or a lack thereof. Strategic investments in equipment is a prerequisite for a resilient economy. Owing to their strategic importance, our terminals have been the subject of major investment and modernization initiatives. One, to expand capacity, to improve productivity, and enhance global competitiveness. Transnet Port Terminals, TPT for short, has set aside 4 billion rands on acquiring across its business in the 2025-26 financial year. And this is in addition to the 3.4 billion rands that was spent in the 2024-25 financial year. So in total, over the 2-year period, we are making a collective capital investment expenditure of 7.4 billion rands. And thanks to this strategic investment in equipment, which is focused on maintenance and process improvement, I'm proud to say that TPT has demonstrated significant turnaround and improved operational performance across its terminals during the 2025-26 financial year. In the first half of this financial year, TPT has achieved multiple record-breaking operational milestones across loading rates, daily, weekly, and annual container and automotive volumes, as well as turnaround times. While we are committed to play our role as a key enabler of economic growth, we cannot and should not do this alone. Our strategy is very clear. We want to create an operating environment that is attractive to private players. By partnering, we can scale faster and deliver better services to our customers. As such, the pursuit of private sector participation opportunities is central to our strategy and growth ambitions. Following the recent KwaZulu-Natal High Court decision to dismiss AP Terminal's application to set aside the selection of an equity partner for the DCT Pier 2 terminal, work is currently underway to implement this crucial transaction without further delay. As is the case with the PSP transactions we are pursuing, the ITSI is a strategic lever to inject the necessary capital, technology, and skills to unlock the potential of our assets for the entire South African trade and logistics ecosystem. This collaboration with the private sector will unlock new growth opportunities, whether on our own or through partnership with the private sector. We are building a more reliable future, and you can see the physical signs of this commitment through these standing tall cranes that are on our berth today. These cranes that we are launching are a symbol of our ambition to pursue efficiency, reliability, and long-term growth. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Chair. I told you there's a better speaker. Just a year ago, TPT, DCT Pier 2, they was averaging about, on the floor, 55 straddle carriers running at any point in time, daily average. I'm happy to announce that it's now averaging at 75. We brought in 20 new straddle carriers were brought in, and through OEMs, the other straddle carriers, the older ones, have been refurbished, and they are being maintained well enough for them to be reliably running, and that's contributing to the efficiency improvements you see in Pier 2. Also, some new haulers were added to the terminal and to enable the indirect operation that's taking place on the East Quay. As you know, DCT has got funny shape, and the South Quay, East Quay, North Quay. Now, today's event taking place on the South Quay, there are 4 cranes that are going to operate there. Only 2 of them have been slipped into position, and there's the other 2 are assembled, and you'll see them as you walk past. But those will be slipped and put on rails and ready to operate by the end of November. So just to set the scene on that. But to give us a little bit more meat around the investment in cranes, I will invite our Group Chief Executive Officer, Advocate Michelle Phillips, to come and give us more.
Good morning, everyone. How exciting is this? How exciting is this? Huh? Minister Creecy, welcome. MEC Duma, always good to see you. Chairperson, Dr. Sanku, our GCFO, we thought it was important that she see where the money goes. So we, we needed to be here, and so that she's ready for when we come and ask for more, right? Our customers, the Transnet leadership, labor, organized labor, good to see all of you again. Pier 1, hi Juanita. Pier 1 feels like home. It was here where this young man over here gave me my first opportunity to run an operation, and 2007 I was asked to take charge of Pier 1. So this is pretty much where I grew up. I was a baby in the operations, and there were many a moment where I would be in my office, and he used to sit next door at Pier 2, and he would give me a call, and he'd say, "I'm on your quayside." I said, "Okay, boss, I'm coming," you know. And we would sit on that quayside under those cranes. And he would say to me, "Watch." And all we did for easy half an hour to 45 minutes is observe. No talking, just observing operations. And then he would say to me, "So what do you think?" And I would say, "Oh, I think there's a blockage there. I need to deal with that." And he would say, "Okay, see you later," and he'll go. And then he gives me 2 to 3 weeks. And then he comes and he says, "I'm on your quayside." But purely to see if I had done what I said I was going to do. And we're very fortunate, because that is what, I count myself so blessed. That is what mentorship is. And as we go through growing this economy, all of us who have been here, cutting our teeth, learning these businesses, this is the knowledge that we want to impart to the people who are going to come after us. So I am extremely ecstatic and happy and excited to have been given those opportunities to have been part of this and part of the growth of the economy. Our service providers, LIBA, they are here. Thank you so much for all of the support through all of these terminals. We know, they say that as SOEs and as South Africans, we always plan. We're always planning and planning and planning. But it is so good to see these, to see it tangible, these big red ladies that are beginning to walk around, I'll say walk around, move on rails in our business. So colleagues, it is my absolute pleasure to welcome all of you here today at the Durban Container Terminal. This is the largest and busiest container terminal in sub-Saharan Africa. Yes. You know, stepping into the operations, you have no idea, colleagues, you have no idea what it means when you come into these operations and you feel the beat and you feel the pulse and you realize what that purpose of this organization that we Transnet, what our purpose is, right? You hear me all the time when I talk about this is more than just a job. This is our purpose. We are here to move people out of poverty, and the way we can do that is by making sure that these machines are always working. I used to take my time during the operations, and I would be on that key side, and you'll see, you know, when that shift is about to change and there's absolute silence in the business. It's like you can hear money flowing out of the bank because it must never be standing. Our customers expect us to throw a container every 2 minutes. Every 2 minutes. Some of our people actually have been beating that. So we need to make sure that, again, our employees, our operators, you treat these machines as if it were your own. We look after it, but we make sure that we are earning revenue every time we touch a container, okay? So these machines, they represent more than just steel and technology. By the way, Minister, this is the top. This is best in class. As we speak, we have, I think it's about 17 people, Jabu, 16, 17 people thereabouts, in Croatia right now, learning about automation, learning about remote operations, because that is what these machines can do. We have operators, we have representatives from organized labor, we have engineers, the people who are going to be working these machines, learning from, they are sitting in an APM terminal, looking at the machines that Liva has provided to that terminal, learning how to fix these machines, as well as how to operate them. This is what we do as Transnet for our people and for this country. So these machines, they replace the old fleet. You know, everybody used to want to be on that berth. And at that point, these machines were falling apart. Here we are, we've got the right ones and the new ones, and we are so happy. So in the past 6 months, of course, again, I have to congratulate the people of the Durban Container Terminals, well, across all of our container terminals. People have been working so hard. We have been breaking records. We have been performing at the rates last seen, I think in the 1718s, the guys have, and the ladies, in fact, because there's a number of ladies who can operate these machines as well. They've really done very, very well. So, colleagues, there's one more story I want to tell you, because I think it's an important one. You forgive me. So when we started Pier 1, late 2006, 2007, it was the first RTG terminal in the country, the very first, right? And those of you who know, this used to be what we call a combi terminal. We used to do a bit of everything. And we converted this into a fully fledged container terminal, right? So it was the first with the new technology, RTGs, Pier 1. And we had some teething problems because we had just gone electronic. We went with Navis as well. We had implemented that. It was also the first terminal that picked up the new operating system. And we had congestion like you would not believe, Minister. The things that people were complaining about, you know, we had lots of people here. I had a customer, Jackie, sitting in the corner there. Jackie used to be Green Africa, and Mr. Besnard over there. They were my anchor customers. And they said to me, we're not going anywhere. We will work with you until you get the system to do what it's supposed to do. And we will stick with you. And they did exactly that. I was telling the chairperson this morning, I spoke at Peter Besnard's retirement in 2009. Peter Besnard is still here. So we're very excited. But, I see Mitchell Brook here. We've just gone through the citrus season. Mitchell, the peaks can come. Transnet is able to handle those peaks. We are going into the table grapes. We are going to handle the peak. We've exceeded volumes that we've surpassed prior volumes when it comes to the fruit products. So we are very excited to take this forward. Durban will get back to where it needs to be. Durban will become the Durban Container Terminal once again. So colleagues, again, thank you to everyone who made this possible. I wanted to celebrate this achievement. I've decided for myself, and you all know, I said, when I came into this position, I will celebrate and we will celebrate every victory, no matter how small. No matter how small. Our people need encouragement and motivation. They need to know what it is that they are doing for this country and that we appreciate what we are doing and what they are doing for this country. So I really want to say, we look forward to this era of high performance culture, this era of improving on our efficiencies. We know the cranes will bring that. And again, a smoother flow of goods for this country. We need South Africa to once again claim its rightful place. We need to move our people out of poverty, and we can only do that if we are productive. Thank you, everyone, once again.
Thank you, GCE. Used to be a young lady, and I want to introduce some young gentlemen. Not Jabu. He's no longer in that. Two young